disappoint me, and I looked up to you. I supported you.
I'm trying to be honest, John.
Honest?
Yeah.
Honest? Saying that you took a beat of Fury.
I'm trying to be honest. I'm not pissed, no, I'm just trying to be honest.
I don't want to talk to you. I've turned my back on you completely. I'm a fighting man. And fighting people are a different breed to any other people. They've earned the stripes. The biggest journeyman in the world is a good man, because he's not a coward. He'll get at them steps and he'll fight under the best he can. And make.
John Fury has officially accepted Darren Till's fight offer after their heated confrontation, turning an already tense rivalry into one of the hottest stories in combat sports. What started as another fiery exchange has quickly escalated into a full-blown war of words, with some of boxing's biggest names weighing in. Carl Froch, Eddie Hearn, Johnny Nelson, Ade Oladipo, Liam Smith, Lennox Lewis, George Groves, and others have all shared their opinions, adding even more intrigue to a feud that refuses to slow down.
Up to you. I supported you.
I'm trying to be honest, John.
Honest?
Yeah.
Honest? Saying that you took a beat of Fury.
I'm trying to be honest. I'm not pissed, no, I'm just trying to be honest.
I don't want to talk to you. I've turned my back on you completely. I don't want to talk to you at all. Get your facts right, get off the job.
John Fury wasted no time taking aim at Darren Till. He openly mocked Till's punching power, laughing at the constant talk surrounding his supposed knockout ability and dismissing the discussion about his so-called glass jaw. Fury also ridiculed Till's flexed-up attitude and confident body language, insisting that talking tough means nothing unless it is backed up inside the ring. According to Fury, if Darren Till genuinely wanted this fight, he should have accepted it when the opportunity first presented itself instead of continuing to make excuses. Doubling down on his criticism, John Fury branded Darren Till an opportunist who only seems interested when the spotlight is shining brightest. Fury reminded everyone that he previously offered Till the chance to settle their differences in Manchester at Manchester Fight Club, surrounded by respected fighters and experienced boxing people. He claimed he welcomed Till into his own backyard with complete respect and gave him every opportunity to prove himself. Instead, Fury believes Till failed to seize that chance and only became interested once public attention surrounding the rivalry grew. Tired of what he considers endless excuses, Fury made it clear he has no interest in hearing more talk and challenged Till to finally back up his words with actions.
In my opinion, mate, you're an opportunist. An opportunist don't get big chances like you're after. You had your chance, mate. I offered you Billy Joe's yard in your backyard. I've offered you my address, everything in the world. I'm here. It's Manchester Fight Club. There's all professional people here, well-known boxers, mate. All that rubbish about not getting fair play, excuse making, the excuses, mate, are worn out now. There comes a time in life when you've got to...
Meanwhile, Darren Till reflected on one of his recent knockout victories, admitting the finish came naturally and almost effortlessly. Rather than boasting about his power, Till praised his coaches for teaching him patience, timing, and composure. He explained that learning to stay calm instead of chasing knockouts has transformed him into a smarter and more complete fighter. Till believes that improvement has made him much more dangerous than simply relying on aggression or raw strength. Despite Till's growing confidence, several boxing pundits warned that everything could change if Carl Froch eventually steps into the ring against him. They believe Froch's years of championship experience, technical skills, and ring intelligence would provide an entirely different challenge from anything Till has faced in boxing so far. According to those analysts, confidence alone will not be enough against a former world champion who understands exactly how to expose mistakes.
Cold, yeah, it was proper. And can I tell you something? I didn't even try it. It just came fluent. It was just like, pop, pop, bomb, always out. I wasn't forcing anything like my coaches in my head. He was like, don't force the shots, don't force anything, just have your feints. He was just on ice skates, you know what I mean? I wish I could have done more. I was loving it in there. Do you know what I'm saying?
John Fury responded once again with complete confidence, insisting he could not care less about Darren Till or anything he says publicly. Fury reminded everyone that this is a free country and people are entitled to say whatever they like, but words carry little value unless they are followed by action. Darren Till, however, refused to back away from the confrontation. He continued firing verbal shots and made it clear he has no intention of letting the feud die down. With Carl Froch still watching developments from the sidelines, Many believe John Fury could eventually regret underestimating the danger surrounding this rivalry.
Couldn't give a fuck. Couldn't give a fuck about him. He can come and go as he pleases. And let me tell you, John Fury's told no fucking not to come here. It's a free country. Don't give a fuck about nobody.
Promoter Eddie Hearn also gave his reaction after witnessing John Fury become physical instead of simply shouting and squaring up as he usually does. Hearn admitted it was unusual to see that level of aggression, but he also believes it has made the entire feud feel much more real. According to Hearn, moments like these only increase public interest and make fans even more eager to see how the situation develops. Even so, many still believe Carl Froch remains the man most capable of punishing Darren Till if that long-discussed fight eventually becomes reality.
Carl Froch, and we know very well what Carl Froch is, Liv. I'm a realist, Coogan. Carl Froch is one of the best British fighters we've ever produced. He's a fucking animal. He's an animal. He was just behind Calzaghe and shit like that. He's an animal, and he is an hard cunt. But that don't mean anything. I will fight that motherfucking big-nosed cunt any day of the week. Don't get it twisted with me. We've got real beef. He wanted me on a show this week. I legged him. Like, it could happen. If he wants to fight...
Hearn also defended Darren Till against those questioning his boxing credentials. He described Till as a genuine UFC fighter who has adapted well to boxing, unlike random YouTubers stepping into the sport.
Sure, somebody who can't fight in the boxing ring like Darren Till. He might be decent in the MMA world, I don't know. I mean, I've seen him been choked out and KO'd a few times, so I don't know how good he is, so I'm not having a go. But in the boxing ring, I thought I'd need at least a month in the gym, so I turned it down, and I should have probably took it, to be honest, because I think I'd have only needed a couple of rounds of shadow boxing to deal with Darren Till. He's not a fighter, he's not a boxer, it's not happening, I'm not fighting, this ain't a call out, don't know any idiots coming back saying, calling out Darren Till, I'm not, but listen, it's an easy job for the coach.
Although Hearn admitted Till may not yet belong among boxing's elite, he insisted the former UFC star can genuinely fight and deserves far more respect than many critics are willing to give. Even so, he acknowledged that facing someone with Carl Froch's experience would be an entirely different challenge, one capable of testing every improvement Till believes he has made.
Till and Froch, I don't like ex-fighters, especially legends, going in and fighting some YouTuber, right? Now, Till is not that, right? Till is a UFC fighter who has taken his craft to boxing, and he's a talented boxer. I mean, I don't think he's going to, even by his own admissions, I don't think he can go in and mix it with the best in the world, but he can fight, you know, I mean, you can see that because he's cruising through the levels of those other guys, the UFC fighters who just turn over like Rockhold or whatever his name was, right? I love the fight. I love the fight because, and you know why I love the fight? Because I know Froch, right? And I know this.
Johnny Nelson then offered his assessment of the growing rivalry, predicting that Carl Froch would defeat Darren Till if the fight ever became official. However, Nelson also questioned whether Froch truly wants to return after spending so many years away from professional competition. In Nelson's view, Froch still possesses the strength, toughness, and champion's mentality that made him one of Britain's greatest fighters. But the biggest question is whether he still has the desire to go through another training camp and step back into the ring.
Boxing, it's the perfect way to sort of kick off your promotion in January, innit?
Yeah, no, honestly, like, I keep just reiterating this to everyone, like, since because we had this concept a few years ago, me and me two partners, and you know, it didn't come to fruition, stuff like that, so we brought the idea back around, and obviously
Darren Till responded by launching another verbal attack, mocking Carl Froch as an aging former champion who no longer punches with the same power that once made him feared across the division. Till insisted he is currently in the best shape of his entire career, claiming his speed, power, and confidence have all returned. He also revealed that he carries a burning desire to prove his doubters wrong while settling scores with John Fury and everyone connected to him. Despite those bold claims, many respected voices continue warning that overlooking a former world champion like Carl Froch could become the biggest mistake of Till's fighting career.
The front and the arrogance that you now possess to even come out with such a comment is frightening. What is this thing you've done around the side? Is that what the kids call a low taper fade?
This is a low taper fade, Edward. Well
Is
done.
it? Yeah. It's a bit low, if I'm honest.
What, it's too low, are you saying?
I think so, but I guess that's what a low taper fade is.
That's exactly what a low taper fade.
You've gone for like low and then just like mushroom.
Low and mushroom, that's what
Broadcaster Ade Oladipo then painted Darren Till as a genuinely intimidating figure whose presence alone can make opponents uncomfortable. Whether because of his aggressive personality, his reputation in mixed martial arts, or his dangerous ground game, Oladipo believes Till brings a fear factor that many fighters respect. At the same time, he warned Froch that returning after 11 years away from taking real punches creates unavoidable uncertainty.
It's crazy. And he's scary. He's a scary, intimidating man. I don't know if it's a Liverpudlian accent or knowing that he could take this to the ground and finish you that way. I feel like these MMA guys are scary because they know that they are the toughest guys on the street, right? It's not just, back in the day, the baddest man on the planet was the boxer. It's not that anymore, is it? I don't know who they're going to find to fight him.
Froch.
I mean, there was a bit of a fight him.
Do you not think?
Well, Carl's not fought for 11 years. I know he still looks great and he hits the bag, but no one's hit him with small gloves for 11 years.
Froch himself appeared completely relaxed about the proposed contest. Laughing off the challenge, he described Darren Till as ineffective at the highest level of professional boxing. While acknowledging Till's balance and southpaw stance, Froch insisted superior experience, technique, and ring IQ would comfortably carry him to victory. He even suggested the matchup would be easy money, showing little concern about the threat Till believes he presents.
Easy money. The old Bunsen burner. I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute. They're giving money away here with these fights because Darren Till's absolutely fucking useless. I'm not being funny. Listen, I'm talking about professional boxing level. At the level he's at, he's done all right. He's got decent balance, throws a decent backhand from the southpaw stance. But
Former world champion Liam Smith also entered the discussion, praising Froch as an outstanding fighter despite his age and lengthy retirement. Smith admitted Froch is naturally older than during his championship years, but he still believes much of that elite ability remains. Although he is unsure whether Froch genuinely wants to return, Smith said he would love to see the fight because it is exactly the type of crossover event that excites boxing fans.
Froch, unbelievable fighter. Darren Till knows that. Froch is an older version of himself now, been out the ring a long time. Whether he wants to fight again is a different story, but look, I would love to see it now. Yeah, on the street, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you.
Lennox Lewis later joined Froch in breaking down the fight from a tactical perspective. Lewis suggested Darren Till often neglects body work and can become predictable defensively. According to Lewis, disciplined feints, a sharp jab, and patient pressure could easily create the opening for a fight-ending shot. Froch laughed as he agreed, treating the contest more like a routine assignment than a genuine threat. Their conversation only strengthened the belief among many boxing fans that Froch would enter the fight as the clear favorite.
I'm 32 now, my what, 15 years of striking more. Like, you learn a lot on the road, Charlie, and you have it's like what I have in my brain now can't be bought. What I've learned over the years and what I've dedicated my life to, like, make no mistake about it, I've lived in the gym since I was 13 years of age. I've never done anything else. I've never ventured into anything. I haven't sat there doing podcasts. I haven't sat there doing this. I've purely lived in the gym, even when I left MMA.
Another detailed breakdown from the Pain game highlighted just how dangerous Froch still appears. The discussion described Froch as much bigger in person than many fans expect, while remaining impressively athletic despite his age. The panel even recalled Eddie Hearn once saying that if trouble ever broke out in a pub, Froch would be the man he would want standing beside him. That level of respect speaks volumes about Froch's reputation as a fighter. Even so, Darren Till continued warning John Fury that the same dangerous former champion could eventually end his winning run with one devastating knockout.
Like, Carl's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter. And he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is
Eddie Hearn then delivered perhaps the most balanced opinion of all. He admitted that Carl Froch from 10 years ago would almost certainly have defeated Darren Till without much difficulty. However, Hearn also pointed out that spending a decade away from meaningful competition naturally changes every fighter, regardless of how legendary they once were. Because of that long absence, Hearn believes the matchup has become much closer and could now be viewed as a genuine 50-50 fight. For Darren Till, that represents a huge opportunity. For Carl Froch, it represents the chance to defend both his legacy and the respect he feels Till has failed to show.
I can box. I think a little bit of the game plan went out the window tonight when the first shot come and I just knocked him flat down. I thought, oh, he's out of here. I just don't know where the recovery came from him, and even like when I was hitting him with shots to the top of the head and just even uppercuts, even the stomach. Deck was telling me to go to work on the ropes with him and Joe. He just kept coming. It was like fucking having that.
Darren Till later doubled down on his fearless attitude, declaring he would not care if he crossed paths with John Fury and the entire Fury family on the street. Till insisted he would face every one of them if necessary, even knowing he could end up seriously hurt. That willingness to confront anyone continues to define his public image, although many still believe Carl Froch represents a completely different challenge inside a boxing ring.
Couldn't give a fuck. Couldn't give a fuck about him. He can come and go as he pleases. And let me tell you, John Fury's told no fucking not to come here. It's a free country. You don't give a fuck about nobody.
Has Darren missed out in the fight? Thank you.
Face of misfits now? No! You know they're doing a great...
Finally, George Groves offered a more measured assessment. He acknowledged Carl Froch is now 48 years old and probably looks better during public workouts than he might in full sparring sessions. Nevertheless, Groves believes Froch has not forgotten how to fight and still possesses the instincts that made him a world champion. He supports the fight because he believes it would generate huge interest, although he remains uncertain whether Froch will ultimately commit after talking so confidently about the matchup.
Looks like a supermodel and kicks ass in Bellator. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but you know, he's almost saved the scene a little bit. I almost felt like if KSI weren't fighting and we haven't really seen Slim anymore and Dean the Great and all the names that we remember, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? And then up steps Darren Till and he beats Anthony Taylor, then he beats Darren Stewart, and all of a sudden we've got a new star. So I feel like he's done really well.
Would you like to see that fight between Carl Froch and Darren?
As the rivalry continues building, one thing is certain. Darren Till has made his warning to John Fury loud and clear, while Carl Froch remains the experienced former world champion waiting in the background. Whether Froch actually returns or not, the tension between Darren Till, John Fury, and Carl Froch has never felt more real. Now the only question is who wins if they finally meet inside the ring. Share your prediction in the comments below, like the video, subscribe for more boxing news, and turn on notifications so you never miss another major update.